Here's one, Christian. Some have died from liver failure from valerian root. Should be avoided if have weak liver. St. John's wort can cause problems with sun exposure if taken too much. Well, this is true about St. John's wort. It's also a little true about marijuana and some other plants like that. However, I've never heard of anybody dying from valerian root ever. And I try to stay up with the deaths from CDC centers and stuff, and I don't even see how you could prove that valerian root. You would have to get more of a stronger alkaloid plant, more like a poke root or bloodroot. And even then, you would have to consume large amounts of it for it to kill you. You know, the bloodroot and the poke root, which is in the lymphatic formulas, these are the cancer herbs. This is why you see us use small amounts. Remember the one YouTuber that did too much poke root and he really kicked his butt. So, but dying from valerian root, I've never heard of that. And it would be a hard thing to prove. There's a lot of crap out there, though, about herbs. You remember that it was Dr. Christopher and the... which is the one that got such a bad rap, and it was such a bad herb, and so many people wrote books about it, and lobelia. And no one's ever died from lobelia. I used to use lobelia as Jensen did to make people throw up. In low dosages, it's an antispasmodic. Higher dosages, it's an emetic and makes you throw up. And so, but when you're a COPD case and you're full of congestion and you're trying to get them clean and breathing, sometimes you've got to get them to throw up to breathe, to compress the lungs and get all this mucus out. So it's an old technique I use with like Dr. Christopher did. But I can just say, Christian, I've never heard of liver failure, and I know a lot of kids on a lot of valerian root and never seen any liver enzyme elevation or anything else. But I don't think the alkaloids are strong in valerian root. So I don't know. You know, I don't know. And I've never seen anybody die from our favorite comfrey, knitbone, or licorice. You know, it's just this kind of, it's got these certain alkaloids in them and that there could be dangerous. And it's like, you know what? Don't bring your pharmaceutical consciousnesses. This is why I don't like the PDR on herbs, because it's trying to bring the pharmaceutical consciousness to herbology, and you can't do that. That's because most of these herbs are synergistic. But with that said, I'll say this. This is why I like formulas over individual herbs. Because formulas, you have small amounts of each herb in there. And I don't like more than 4 or 5 herbs in a formula, although some formulas get more, no question about it. And so you're only about 10-15% of any herb at any one time. Maybe some of them have 20% of a certain herb. But synergistically working, I feel that herbs work better in formulas than individuals. So, but it's possible someone just sucked down an herbs too much and too much and too much. But valerian, I think, would put you to sleep before it'd kill you. But then again, you know, I'd like to see the stats on that from a CDC center to prove that that's the case, because this kind of information that gets out there sometimes is just propaganda that's born out of someone else that said it, born out of someone else that said it, and none of it's true whatsoever. So I think we have to be careful about labeling the herbs as being dangerous, because the FDA's tried to do that, and they have no evidence of that whatsoever. I've watched a lot of blood work through my life, and I've had a lot of people on huge amounts of poke root, bloodroot, valerian, all kinds of herbs, and I have watched their blood work for years. The only time I see elevated liver enzymes is when you have a weak liver and you are taking too much poke root or bloodroot. But if you have, Christian, any evidence to that, please bring it and I'll take a look at that. But as a rule, we don't see anything like that.